Oh, what? Yo, guys, it's on fire. What? This is crazy. Whoa.
Hey guys, it's Matt. This is the Disneyland California Phantasmic show of just a few days ago. I'm never the first to break stuff, guys. Maybe there's been hundreds of videos about this on truth channels and other channels you watch. I have no idea. I don't watch anything. But I want to talk about it. I want to say a few things, and then we'll go on to other topics. I'm also going to be a little bit roundabout because I want to err on the side of this video loading. This, oh, by the way, it was the very last performance of Phantasmic, the very last performance at Disneyland, California. This is ridiculous. In the comments, it's so horrible. All the comments, everybody's in the comment section is fully believing in what is being presented here. You've got to be kidding me. Guys, good fire retardant materials, not just asbestos, have been around since the mid-50s. The mid-50s. This is a pyrotechnic show with fire everywhere. At one point, the entire lake is burning in front. Now, the dragon does not breathe and shoot fire. I watched a few old performances, a year, 2, 3 years old. This performance, I think, goes back almost 14 years, or at least the use of this dragon in this show called Phantasmic. It doesn't shoot flames, it sparks and things like that. But overall, it's a, quote, pyrotechnic show with flames everywhere. So let me get this straight. They didn't think to use fire retardant materials. Guys, it's the last one. You know what I'm going to say. Of course. It's blank, not an accident. I mean, give me a break. Who could possibly buy into this as legitimate? Look at the guy he's got a garden hose. Bottom left, this guy's shooting a garden hose. But no, they said, if you read the reports and you go to CNN and everything, it was the Anaheim Fire Company that came in and put everything out. So let me get the Anaheim Fire Company. That's what the report said. Disneyland itself does not have a fire company for 30,000 patrons a day, or I mean, come on. It says at CNN the Anaheim, the city of Anaheim Fire Company. I guess that what they just showed there, all they got there is a garden hose. It was unforeseen there could ever be a fire in the park, all by design. And the commenters just nobody could possibly see this the way we're seeing this in the comments. I mean, sometimes maybe we go too far. Matt, it could be legit. Not everything is cake in a lay, but usually we're right. I mean, again, you get this weird set of circumstances. What are the chances the very last performance? The thing completely goes up and down in flame in less than a minute. I, many times, struggle to light my wood stove if the wood is a little bit wet. And I'm trying to light a fire. The wood's been aged for over a year. It's a little wet, and it smokes, and I only used one little fire starter, and I'm trying to light a fire, and I can't. It just takes me, finally, after 30 minutes, things dry out, and it starts to go. This whole thing goes up and down in flames in less than a minute. Come on, man. Come on, sir. Give me a break. For those that agree with my take on this, and it's pretty obvious, and I'm sure there's been a lot of other videos. Again, I didn't know about this. I generally live in a cave. But inside our general agreement will be a lot of disagreement. First grade truthers will come forth and say, Matt, you watch the movie reviewers. The Mandalorian's bombing. LucasArts is bombing. All Disney movies have bombed. They're losing money like crazy. 7,000 layoffs over the next few weeks. The stock's down $5 billion. They need to generate this type of publicity, Matt. And look at it. It's going viral. You're talking about it. And others are talking about it. And the show's still going on in Orlando and other places. It's just being closed down in Disneyland, Anaheim it is. So this is a publicity stunt to make money. Yeah. Come on, sir. If you have a seat at the creepy table, come on now. It's never, one more time, I guess I'll say it again in the future, it's never about money. Sure, this could be, it's above my pay grade, the whatever symbolism is trying to be accomplished here, or potentially it is a message that it is a message about Disneyland or Disney World itself, and what the Not Milk's intention is for Disney over 5 or 10 years. I mean, who knows? But we'll disagree on the symbolism. But is it a park accident? Look, there's the guy with his garden hose again at the bottom. I mean, come on. Let's move on. Don't worry, this has not become an entertainment news channel. This episode bot is about entertainment news. This is a stuffed Lennon that I need to talk about. Just what the world needs. Another Willy Wonka coming out in December. It's just called Wonka 2023. What's the kid's name? I gotta look over here. Timothy Chalamet. He was the kid in Dune. He plays Wonka. It's as a stuffed Lennon, folks. The occult nature of this is very important to them. No doubt about it. Now, the first one was Gene Wilder. Fine. Let's just say that's all there was. Hey, it was different. It has its place in motion picture history. You just call it motion history. Okay, it was creepy. It was dark. But to do it again... Okay, Johnny Depp comes back. But to do it a third time, it just gives it away. It is a stuffed Lennon. They need this thing artificially carried through time for each generation. I don't really care to go back and study Wonka. Why? I know people have made videos relating Willy Wonka actually to the movie Snowpiercer. Yeah, the train, one of the most interesting videos I've seen in years. I saw it many years ago. Was this guy related Snowpiercer surviving on the train going around a world of ice to Willy Wonka. I think he was like, well, this character here is Veruca Salt in Wonka, but this is Veruca Salt on the train. It was interesting. Whatever it is, there is a reason why the creeps have to carry this Willy Wonka, Charlie and Chocolate. What is wrong with me? Charlie and Chocolate Factory today. Wonka. There's a reason they have to carry it artificially through time. Occult reasons that they understand. Now, I was going to say it's not about money. It's definitely not. It would be made either way. That doesn't mean it's not going to be the one film every decade that's pretty good or interesting, or this kid Chalamet has done a good job in the past. I mean, maybe it will make $500 million or whatever. It doesn't mean it can't make money, but it's not made for that reason. It's obvious at this point when you do 3 of these. And the first one with Gene Wilder was so dark and had the different types of potential symbolism and meaning that I don't care to look at, but I've seen others look at it, and it's very interesting. And they're bringing, what is his name? Hugh Grant? Hugh Grant is an Oompa Loompa. He's an Oompa Loompa in the 2023 version. Whew, what is going on with the new characters that they have him playing? Although he was very, very good in a very interesting and good movie called The Gentleman. I believe it was called recently. The Gentleman. Very similar to the theme of like a Snatch or a Pulp Fiction type thing. The final thing that gives this away is a stuffed Lennon. I'm changing it to stuffed lemon, guys. Lemon. Because I don't want any issues. Matt, you don't have to hobo code that. Who knows? You know what it is by now. It's a stuffed lemon. Boy, that'll confuse the heck out of anybody new. In stuffed Lennon, they have anybody new, Matt, has a firm understanding of what you mean by that? I hear you. All right. Here's what really gives it away, guys. I mean, Willy Wonka, or whatever this one was, Willy Wonka with Gene Wilder, whatever they called that first one. It was kind of old by my standards. I'm over 50. I'm not sure when it came out, but it seems old to me. Nobody under age 40 gives a crap about Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, Willy Wonka, this whole story. Nobody under age 25 even knows what you're talking about with this story. This is something like my grandparents have been dead for 20-some years. They would relate to this, or they would know this story. No, under age 20 or a teenager or a 23-year-old or a 25-year-old, like, what the hell is this? It may need to be carried through time because of the underlying or fundamental truths that it could tell real people, real spirits like us. Again, guys, my half page is set. I don't care. I don't care what the underlying message is in a Willy Wonka or you get the golden ticket. We could probably have used it, or if I would have analyzed it 10 years ago or something. It's not going to change my half page. I just don't care. But the reality, maybe the creeps by contract have to keep putting out messages to see who can pay attention. We're past this. I'm not going to go back and study the original Gene Wilder, Willy Wonka for truth drops. It's not going to change my half page. And finally, I'm staring at the same image you're looking at as I do this segment. The Johnny Depp character, where he played Willy Wonka, this is not only Johnny Depp's worst character, it's one of the most cringeworthy things that's ever been laid down on film. It potentially could be the worst character adaptation in movie history. There is nothing that's more obnoxious, annoying, and cringeworthy than Johnny Depp's role or his take on Willy Wonka. And it says Johnny Depp, they say, doesn't look at his own characters. He won't go back and watch himself as Captain Jack Sparrow. Savvy? He won't do any. I think that happened after Wonka. Because after you play the worst character in movie history, you'll never go back and look at yourself again if you're an actor. You just get pulled in front of a courtroom and have a complete public beef with your girlfriend over nothing. Let's look at the headlines for just a few minutes. I'm not sure what's here. The DeSantis Disney thing got my attention. Then I'll load the video. Matt, where's the reality discussion? It's a half page. What am I supposed to do? I can't come out and say that the details on the half page is the book that I'm writing. I will read a lot of it, get into the details of how the fundamental base underlying reality works. But you basically, everybody here understands the half page. What am I supposed to do? Read the same, have some giant reality breakthrough every 3 days? If I have one, I'll let you know. So I get returned to this sort of thing from time to time. I choose to basically make fun of it. That's kind of where we go here. I'm not going to do, the truth channels have nothing to do except that more fear, more doom and gloom, more old man in a chair. Obviously, I'm not going to go there. That's completely disingenuous. The half page is the best news of all time for real people or real spirits. So no, I'm not going to be, don't you want to become a fear channel? No. I'd rather make fun of it because we've basically already won. Headline: Disney isn't mincing words in case against DeSantis, Governor DeSantis of Florida. Really? After more than a year-long battle with Florida governor, the entertainment behemoth filed a blistering lawsuit. Disney sues DeSantis and Oversight Board after vote to nullify agreement with special taxing district. Guys, incredibly, I think like 50% of the truth community believes in certain politicians like Trump, and they believe in this DeSantis. You know what I'm going to say? Will be very brief. This is an act. There's no reason. You can't believe in any governor. It's impossible. Anybody's looking out for you. It's all part of the act. The reality needs two to tango. It needs another side to create friction. Governor DeSantis, to me, is no different than Nancy Pelosi or anyone else in the political arena. What did I say? Political arena. Matt, you sniffing glue this morning? Maybe. But a certain part of our community believes this is a governor that's looking out for you and your conservative interests. Give me a break. It's a stage show. But what's so fascinating about reality itself, this minion may believe he's doing the right thing. I mean, we only can come to the conclusion that he has cue cards or he's just playing a role, and he might not know his role in this not-milk system. He may actually believe he's a champion of conservatism. That doesn't mean it's not fake to us. The whole reality breaks down as fake to us. The minions most believe in their roles. If you put them on a lie detector test, do you really want to fight for conservative rights and issues? And it might say in the lie detector test he's telling the truth. It doesn't matter. See, it doesn't matter. He's still the same minion working on behalf of what the not-milk wants, whether he knows it or not. Middle column, Russia emptied out Crimea base, satellite imagery shows. So, yeah. Isn't a war going on, so they say? What? Russian ground force is bigger today than at the start of the war. Yeah. Retired general explains what battlefield math reveals about Russian forces. Oh, God. At the bottom, oh, yeah, Bed Bath & Beyond going out of business. The weirdest merchandise in Bed Bath & Beyond's, blah, blah. They got to let one or two fall once in a while, guys, to make it look legitimate. The not-milk can't prop up through its fed every single thing. If the world were real, this Bed Bath & Beyond having these stores and it's trying to compete with online, it would have probably gone down 10 years ago. They have to let the Radio Shacks fall. They slowly will transition to online. The Walmarts will still be here, the Targets, certain Costco, things like that. But it's just part of a long-term plan. Yeah, it's time to let Bed Bath & Beyond go. It's probably been artificially propped up for 10 years. Final column on the right below the panda. A Louisiana teen has received more than 170 college acceptance letters and more than 9 million in scholarships. That's a little scam artist, if you ask me. That's a little scam artist. First off, when I applied to college, you had to send $20, $30, $40. It cost money. So it was limited. You applied to, I assume it still costs money to apply. Maybe not, but even if it didn't, who would apply to 170 colleges? And if it does, he's looking at, with 170 applications, he'd be looking at least $5,000 in application fees. Don't you have a few favorites? I mean, what kind of a mental deranged person would do this? You spend Maddie's got the $9 million in scholarships. Well, that pays for his tuition. That's not money back on the money he wasted on thousands of dollars on. Is it just about ego? If I was looking at his application or his high school credentials and CV, it might be very impressive. How did he get the $9 million in scholarships? But if I found out he applied to 169 other colleges in addition to mine, I would think there's something mentally wrong with him. If I could invite him in, he could sit before me for the interview. I'd say, son, I heard you applied to 169 other colleges in addition to mine. Is it about ego, son? You could just parade around campus and say, I got into 170 colleges. You know how sick that is, son? Son, I don't know how long it took you to get here. I don't know how long your drive was. I don't know what it cost you in gas. But you're not welcome here in my college, son. You egomaniac. Now get out! Next headline. A drug company abandoned a treatment for bubble boy disease. After a 5-year fight, this little girl is about to get it. Well, that's a bot-driven headline. It doesn't make any sense. See, the drug company abandoned the treatment for bubble boy disease, Seinfeld's bubble boy disease, but then after a 5-year fight, the girl's going to get the treatment, but it was abandoned. It doesn't make any sense. And so what does it cost, they say? It costs over $1 billion at least to go through trials and to test a drug. That's why Pfizer can charge $80,000 per pill, because they say, well, the R&D is billions of dollars and we have to recoup the money that we put out. Well, how would the bubble boy treatment recoup? There's the kid on Seinfeld. There's a few kids. There was some, like 1985, there was a Nightline, I think, like one of those news shows that showed somebody in a bubble. There ain't a big market. There ain't a lot of people in bubbles. So who's the genius at the drug company that says we need to have a fight against this? Well, who's the market? 5 kids in a bubble. So after we spend $1 billion, we got 5 customers? Yeah, get out. That person would be fired immediately too. Next one. Ridiculous. Like Bubba in Forrest Gump talking about shrimp. This city is worth traveling to for its tater tots obsession. I can do the Bubba Gum shrimp thing. I pretty much know everything there is to know about the shrimp business. It's been a long time. Popcorn shrimp, fried shrimp, shrimp kebab, shrimp skins. Forrest, you sleep your back up against me and me up against you. That way we won't have to sleep with our head in the mud. It's getting better. I haven't done it in a long time. Bottom one, Barack Obama. That's just funny by itself. Just those 2 words by themselves, it elicits a laugh usually in me. I didn't do it, but Barack Obama goes to work in first trailer for his new Netflix. I don't know what he's doing on Netflix. I'll come back to you. Let me check it out. This is it. Oh no. Barack Obama goes to work in first trailer for his new Netflix docu-series. Michelle don't look the same to me. Barack, he looks a little older, but Michelle... Michelle, I thought you were working out and stuff. It doesn't look the same to me, but okay. It said something about learning to get the most out of work, and how to connect to others on a human level. It looks like he's got about 5 viewers lined up, and that's about it. I mean, honestly, even the hardcore leftist blue states will not tune into this stinker. The Barack Obama era of 8 years, starting in 2008. This was the era when the entire truth community was used, played, and manipulated. Oh, I was right there being played and manipulated just like everyone else. The Trump era, of course, the truth community continues to be manipulated, but it's more the manipulation of conservatives, of course. The QAnon and the MAGA, and just the absolute manipulation of conservatives, where they went literally as crazy as Democrats or liberals, Nancy Pelosi liberals. But the Barack Obama era, I'm just thinking about things I haven't thought about in years. And guys, again, I came into truth really blind like a lot of people. I mean, there were videos saying that Barack Obama will never give up the presidency. We believed it. He will never give up the presidency. He will never step down. And these videos were compelling, and it's just one after the other, all these rumors and this and that. And I don't know. It's at one point, before I, understand how this whole not milk system works, I was like, yeah, this is some sort of tyranny. He's not going to get. We knew there were like people pulling his strings, but not that he was some Julius Caesar on his own. He was always a puppet, always a gentle little character that ride a little Pee Wee Herman bike with little horn, little horn. But he's not going to step down. And this, boy, were we. It's incredible. But it's a process. You have to go through all of this. What's pathetic is any truther that has been doing it for 10 years that hasn't evolved, that's still in the bog of fear and worry and dark things, and that's kind of pathetic, and that's kind of sad. So, all right, I'm gonna load this, and let's see. Thanks for listening.